Okay, this is our first lesson together.
Yes,
Um,
we've actually played
yeah,
Flippy unranked
I do
once.
remember playing you on Unranked that one time. Yeah,
Yes,
that's pretty
that's so fun.
recent too.
Yeah, I think a couple weeks ago maybe.
Um, I guess I want to ask: have you like seen any of my other lessons, or do you kind of know like the process that I tend to follow?
No, actually, I talked to Fiction at Verdugo on Monday about what he thinks is like the best way to do lessons with you, and he said that you're really good at like specific interactions and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really good thing to go over is just like kind of the nuance of like basically like I feel like my game plan kind of crumbles a bit as soon as I'm under pressure, and then I just kind of end up going for like I go into this like zoning mode where I'm just kind of like throwing out like back airs or like spacing in like in place basically,
Yeah.
and I kind of lose like the tech chase or something. Like I forget to look for grabs, and
Hmm.
so kind of just figuring out how to optimize neutral in those places, um, and just kind of knowing what goes wrong when it goes wrong in a game.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because I
Um.
feel like I can. My punish game is getting a lot better. Like I'm really trying to practice like tech chasing spacies and stuff. Um, but against better foxes, I feel like sometimes my neutral falls off, and then I'll end up throwing away a lot of really like stupid interactions.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely happens. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah.
but
No.
yeah, basic. I've got a best of five that was really close, and then two best of threes, one of which I beat Curve, and then the other of which I kind of got destroyed by like our local Falcon. And I think
Mhm.
that's a good one because that was like a really back and forth set. But like overall, it's good to see like how did I get like so red for filth or something? Like how did it go so wrong?
Mhm. Mhm. I do you have one of the three that you would prefer to watch over the other? Because I definitely don't think that we'll be getting through
Yeah, of
enough.
course.
Yeah.
I sent you the best of five
Yeah,
with
I got
AJ.
that. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
yeah. Let's just do that one.
Okay, cool. Um, I guess you already have all your thoughts. I don't really have anything to say other than just like I definitely think that it happens when you're playing and you like kind of lose sight of what you want to do, and then you start
Hmm.
doing things that are kind of unrelated. But
Yeah.
the solution to that, I guess, is like very concretely understanding, the qualities of each situation, and then being like, given these things, I know what the answer is and what I have to do, and that's like a pre-planned thing that you've practiced prior.
Hmm.
That's like essentially the conclusion. And it's like, yeah, sure, of course, the conclusions know what to do, and then you'll do it. But like, it's really important, to like actually have a strong grasp and understand what's
Hmm.
actually happening to like guide your decision making.
Yeah.
Um, and I definitely think from playing you, I think that like you have good execution a lot of the time. But one thing I
Hmm.
did feel is that you were not specific when you were making
Yeah.
decisions. It felt like there's times when you were like, I kind of want to do this thing, and then you'd spend the next three stocks doing it, and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. I see that you're doing this new thing now.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Mhm.
with the way neutral work, and obviously I think trying new things is relevant and real and good. But the point that I'm kind of making or trying to make is that like with neutral, there are just ways that you will respond to certain things every single time, or there's like a range of options you'd use to reply to this,
Hmm.
respond to those things. And I did not feel like at least every time that you were doing something that it would fall into that like category of this is one of the options that like makes sense within context for these situations. um, and I guess
That's a
that's what
good
we're
point.
here, obviously. But
Hmm.
I think it'll be
Yeah.
valuable to like really crack down on all these situations where it feels like you might be overgeneralizing or not being the most decisive and kind of just picking a button. Because I think in melee at least there is some argument for like doing something's better than doing nothing. But I
Hmm.
guess I kind of want to reel you back a bit and like really try hard on like picking the exact thing that we want, or at least something that's relevant. That's the goal. Is picking something that like makes sense. Because if you pick
Yeah.
something that makes no sense, I would have rather done nothing.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes it feels like like the game plan kind of blurs into like a mid-level just like mush where it's
Yeah.
just like interactions. It's no longer just interactions. It's like, oh, that stock went weird.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Um,
Yeah.
okay, I guess, do you have any other thoughts before we start?
Kind of picking like I've been really working on like out of pressure, like sometimes I'll just kind of roll back and like trying to find when to push in or like wave dash in up tilt or like, like kind of keep things going out of pressure.
Yeah, that
Stuff
makes
like that.
sense. Uh,
But yeah.
I guess we'll just cover that when we watch. Okay, cool. Can you see the stream and everything? And
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
nice. I think I'm gonna spend, a few stocks not talking, just watching, so I kind of have an
Hmm.
idea of what's going on. But
Sure. Yeah.
we can talk. Also, pay as much attention as you want. I'll definitely ask at some point how I feel about
Okay.
it. And your neutral fox.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I guess after
Hmm.
watching those two stocks, do you have any thoughts that you'd like to share, or is it pretty much all the same kind of stuff as before?
Well, it's basically there's a lot of like sometimes I'll kind of like it just feels like I'm like fucking around, honestly. Like I don't really know how to put it, but just like I'll just do like a weak back air that doesn't need to happen, or like I'll drill, but like he's not close to me, or like it's just like a lot of weird moments. And then like, I feel like because this is kind of like a dead zone, like neither of us are like cooking or anything, so it
Yeah,
feels like it's very easy to grab momentum in a place like this. So I feel like it's just kind of like, is it looking for grab? Because I feel like I'm getting better off a grab, and like I feel like I'm just throwing moves out that just end up resetting back to neutral.
yeah. No, I definitely agree. I feel like there was this like too long of a stretch where nothing meaningful
Yeah,
happened, and it's like, well, obviously there's gonna be times there's downtime in neutral. It's fucking neutral, but like
yeah.
it was like a minute straight of just like no real moves hitting, and I think that's
Yeah.
both kind of because of either maybe the moves that you chose in those situations weren't relevant, meaning they wouldn't lead to a punish, right? Or like,
Hmm.
or maybe when you did get a hit that could have led to something, it didn't really like lead to anything, and so you just reset to neutral. And I think
Hmm.
within that, when you are kind of in that neutral state and you want something to happen, a kind of important thing to understand is that like how melee functions. There are ranges where things are reactable, and there's
Hmm.
ranges where things are not reactable. Reactable
Yeah.
meaning you could defend against it by or whiff punish it when you see it happen. Just that
Hmm.
exact thing. And there's an unreactable part where it's like you just have to kind of guess. And I think that like in melee, to make things happen, you have to threaten the person by showing them the potential of something unreactable happening. So with Fox, the the explicit way of saying it is your threat ranges. Threat ranges are the parts of your character that are unreactable, and if someone gets inside that threat range and you know they're inside that threat range, they will not be able to, defend reactively. Now they
Hmm.
can still
Yeah.
defend. They could shield preemptively. They could dash back preemptively. They could CC preemptively. But preemptively is the important part, right?
Right. Okay.
And so when you have those long stretches in neutral, or when you want to make something happen, you have to lean into the fact that you have to make their you have to make them be scared of your threat range and the potential of it. And so doing something like dash forward, wave, dash down at a range where maybe if you go slightly further, you hit the threat range, and if you don't, you can check and see if they're doing something with punish them. If they're not, whatever, and playing from that spot, and they're more scared than before. Or you could do something that's this is kind of the ditto, and it's a weird thing to say, but like you could also just like laser or jump on side platform, or like do things that are like not necessarily interactable directly, but like you're like, oh, this guy's doing this thing over there. Maybe I'll kind of like take some space or something. Like you have to, entice your opponent, whether it's by making them scared or doing an action that like doesn't necessarily leave you vulnerable, but isn't, the best thing to do in that spot, right? Does that make sense?
You like provoke them basically.
Yeah, right. It's the same reason why like when you're playing, against a Jigglypuff and you're like, damn, bro, I want you to come in. You don't like run over there. You start lasering. Right.
I personally run over there, but
okay. Well, yeah. But theoretically, you probably laser. I also think running over there is good sometimes. But like you'd probably laser, and laser's intentions are to make them come over to you and to make something happen. And you could also move closer to them and make that same thing happen. But that's like a big thing to really hone in on. Is like, what are the ways that I can make my threat range that is static? Your threat range always is static,
Yeah.
What can I do to make that be something that they have to worry about?
Okay. That's cool.
And I think, oh my god, what the heck is happening? Like the random stream. Oops.
Oh,
well. So we could look at the very beginning of this match and to like highlight, it's like, there's this threat range, even in this position. You side me over here, and from his, his perspective, he's like, okay, the unreactable things I have to worry about are drop through bear, run off shine, run off aerial, right? And you can't tell what you're gonna do at all between those three. It's completely unreactable. Even dash back drill might be unreactable. And so he's probably like, okay, I'm gonna stay outside of that threat range and probably threaten. And guess what? He dash dances, right? And it's
exactly.
Like, right? And obviously there's threat ranges, but that's kind of like, we have to build up the foundation from that point to like start making sense of how to like progress the game state.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I might have thoughts on this running shine.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was like inherently unreasonable. Yeah, I just feel like once you like, you could have, the running shine was totally reasonable because you could have been there, but once you like do the running shine, once you're dashing forward with the intention of doing the running shine, you could look at your opponent and be like, where are they?
Yeah, you can reassess.
Yeah, because like you didn't need to drift forward with the drill. What if you just drifted back and kept playing neutral, right? Because for him, he has to guess between either you're drifting forward or drifting back. And so it's like, why not do the thing that's harder to hit? You drift back, you're chilling.
Yeah.
But you kind of missed the reaction there, and probably die. He should have killed you, but whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot of weird stuff kind of has happened. You miss your combo. Yeah. It happens. But I think that the biggest issue with all of this is I kind of wish after you like your combo technically ended, instead of trying to like do this bear thing that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him, just be like,
that
okay.
Bear was nightmare bear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I know he can get out. Why not play the mix-up of the situation after? It's like, and you look at it, what can he do? He could double jump back, he could double jump forward, he could wiggle out, fast fall to the ground, right? And so it's like, you have no reason, really, to do anything other than, like, if you want, just run down to the ground and maybe pressure him double jumping forward, and if anything else happens, you're chilling, right? And does that make intuitive sense, where it's like, you just play the good position out. You get one thing and you're safe against other things, and that's like, good sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just knowing when to end a combo and not push it.
Yeah. Nice. Weird soft bear here.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like at this percent, when you up throw the platform, you could either pick between wave landing and
Yeah.
you know
Hmm.
up tilting tech in place and grabbing the tech rolls, or you could do the falling up air, which is okay, and then grabbing the tech rolls. But
Yeah.
that's one of those two. That's pretty much what you have to pick between.
Definitely.
Definitely not the soft bear.
No.
Cool. Running shine was good. Edge guard was not that great though.
No, I was trying to reverse.
Yeah, I think what you could have done once you hit him off stage like this is you did the shine stall, which is really good because you can react to side B. Well,
Hmm.
what you have to do is after seeing that he up Bs, you have to like
Yeah.
either continue to shine stall and then do like a bear that'll like get a juicy hit on an up B angle and then edge guard
Hmm.
after, or something that you could do that's also pretty good is you can double jump out of the shine stall and then like land on ledge and then like get like maybe a bear on an up B angle or something, right? You could do one of those
Yeah.
too, and I think both are good.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Running
think
shine.
usually grabbing ledge gives me the most. It makes me feel the most comfortable is when I have
Yep.
ledge in that exact situation.
Yeah, you have
I
ledge, you
also,
have invincibility, you can shine, you can bear. It's great.
yeah, sometimes I don't know how to look for Armada shines in like tournament. Like I kind of lose that sight. Like I feel like I could have gone for one there.
Uh, I think here, I don't feel like you could have gone for one if you
No.
wanted to like hit side B with this shine stall bear.
Yeah.
If you were okay with like standing on stage and maybe forward tilting side B or narrowing side B, then you could have like short hop off and Armada shine that up B. But
Yeah.
if you're deciding to reactively cover it with this bear, you can't really Armada shine it. Because
Yeah.
look at
True.
the timing that you land on the stage now. You,
Yeah.
you don't have time to jump off shine. He
Yeah.
moves
True.
immediately after, right?
Hmm.
But I do agree that there was potential to Armada shine. You just had to like do it differently.
Yeah.
Oh, here I kind of feel like you didn't do a good job judging what the threat ranges actually were, and so
Yeah.
it's like here he ledge dashes ledge dash shields in your dash chancing. Dash chancing here makes sense because guess what? He could do ledge dash nair, ledge dash running shine, and it's like you want to be safe from that. But then once he jumps to side plat and he dashes back and shield drops, what reason do you have to like shield or move backwards, right?
Yeah. True.
You can
Okay.
just keep dash chancing there. There's nothing that he did that would make you be like, oh, I have to give up space,
Yeah.
He's just on the side platform. And one thing that's big about side platforms is if they have to jump off side platform to like hit you, that means that it's reactable. Like you can at worst shield it, right? If not dash out of the way.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about any spot on the platform that isn't literally right here. Because that's the only spot that run off aerial hits, right?
True.
And so you could keep dash hunting right here when he's on the platform and you're chilling. Because if he jumps, guess what? I'm just going to shield. And he's going to hit your shield. You shine him on the shield, tech chase him. He dies, maybe. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, big threat ranges thing. That upswap is pretty greedy.
Yeah.
Don't know if there's much of a reason to really do it in that spot. I will be honest.
Yeah.
I do like that you shielded though. Once you like wave dash forward and realize where he was, shielding against Fox is super good because it's like only ways Fox beats shield is just by grabbing it. That's the only way anyone beats shield is by grabbing it, right? And it's like making people grab your shield that loses to every other button, super good,
Yeah.
Especially when you have shine on a shield, it's like I don't care if Fox nairs my shield or drills my shield or bears my shield. I'm just gonna shine on a shield or
Yeah,
whatever,
exactly.
right?
Always wins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Oh, running shot was fine. Cool nair. See how you. Alright, cool. Whatever. You running. I respect it.
Worked out.
Yeah. Oh, you got baited here, but one thing that I thought about light shielding pretty recently and mapped it all out, and it's like when you're light shielding on platform, there's just no reason to ever shield drop at a timing that would like get hit by an aerial, because it's like
Exactly.
it's the same things before when it's like you're shielding. The only thing you're worried about is getting grabbed, right?
Yeah,
And
which
so
is reactable at that point. 'Cause
Yeah.
if they're wave, you're gonna notice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like wave landing is like 10 frames, grab 7 frames. You could just shield or spot dodge or whatever if you really think they're gonna grab, right? And you could
Yeah,
do
true.
that on reaction to the waveland. Obviously, they probably have other mix-up. They could do shine or whatever, but it's like whatever. It's like, you have to make them work for it. And by shield dropping, there's nothing. What are they gonna? They can't push off the platform. They're hitting you from the front, right? It's like
Yeah.
there's only one thing, and I think it's really important to like, especially with light shielding when you're making yourself technically vulnerable, to really lean into like the strengths of it. Because this is like, you getting hit here probably means you lose the stock. I don't know if you do, but you could have. Oh, you ended up losing it in a slightly unrelated situation, but you wouldn't have been in that spot if you didn't get bared, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Good attempt. Nice. Oh, I feel like you played pretty good neutral for a while, and then you like did a laser that kind of like, you kind of like gave up on playing. But like, this is cool. You read this up here, read spot dodge. I think it's really good. You shield, and then you check. You drop to the ground. It's really good. And then you do this full hop, and you're like, wait, he's not there. And you double jump. And then after landing, it's like you have nothing to be scared of, right?
Yeah.
You can just dash back or dash forward. You're in gate. You're in a mix up, but it's like you're not getting hit immediately. You get to do something too. But then you like do this laser, and it's like, what if you're dash dancing? You just whiff punish this grab. He's whiffing a grab at 0%. He actually just takes minimum 40%, probably a stock.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's important to like, I guess the takeaway from this situation is that like, I think that if you are really attentive of like the specific situations that are happening where it's like, oh, I full hop, I double jump, and I land, and I see that he's not like immediately on top of me, I know what follows some sort of close range mix up, then you could like actually play it out. But since you were kind of like generalizing, you're like, oh, well, I'm landing from a full hop, I don't really like that spot, like I'm not sure what's going to happen, instead of knowing exactly what could happen between like, you narrowing towards him and hitting him dash dancing, or you dashing back and reading him doing an approach, or you shielding and reading him running shine, or something like that, right? Instead you're like, I just know that I don't want to get hit, and then you do this laser that like does nothing, right?
Yeah, it kills my space.
Yeah, right. And you could have just actually whiff punched him. And if you dash back, dashing back does essentially the same thing, but you're actionable, And I think that's important.
That's good though. Like moments like that where it's just kind of like that was like a free open up. Like I had a mix up and then I just kind of like killed my own space with it. That's a good way to find neutral openings.
Yeah, and it's like you could have told that you had a neutral opening just off the context of like you saw him drilling under you when you were double jumping, and he's going to be in landing lag from it. So it's not like your frame advantage is going to be bad, right?
Yeah.
And we look at the frame advantage. It's like, oh well, by the time he gets back to you, it's like about even.
Yeah.
Like, okay. You mistimed your grab on that. Yeah. Kind of went for a combo you didn't really have.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't react to if you like actually hit the up air or not. You're just like, I got the up air, and then went for an up smash. It's like, wait.
Yeah.
This is something that's like pretty important in the Ditto. Is it's like the way you hit drill. And I mean, honestly, in general, it's possible. Like, you hitting this drill, it should be pretty clear that since you're drifting forward and he would be doing something that would be moving towards you, that your momentums are completely opposite, and you just end up on opposite sides of each other. And so it's like, your shine probably isn't going to hit. If you look how far your shine actually was from hitting,
Yeah, that's super true.
And
even up tilt might miss.
Yeah, right? And so it's like, why not dash dance? Why not do dash back grab even if you think he's going to be shielding like he is here, right? But like, there's a situation, and I think that's like kind of the goal with this, where it's like, I want you to see these situations that like don't seem that meaningful, but both times it seems like you could have gotten an opening off of it, right? And they're both pretty meaningful openings. They'd both be grabs in this regard, and so it's like, oh wow,
Yeah, definitely.
I like that you go to platform. This is the like second time it's happened where you've like gone to platform, but then kind of arbitrarily gone down. And I think that like going to platform here is really good, but like you going down is so, look at like the difference in the positions from you being on the platform to you being on the ground is just massive. I see like, that was fine, even though you kind of did it preemptively. If you wave landed down here, instead of forward, it's like, oh, okay. Fox, there's no way this fox can safely hit the fox on the side platform.
Yeah.
And then I see this, and I'm like, oh my god, fox is in lag with another fox right next to him. He's gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Right, and you don't get hit, but
Yep.
that's more because AJ didn't judge the situation correctly, not because
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess the way that I always talk about platforms, and it's not like this is the most relevant here, but like the way that I always talk about them is going to platforms is fine, and I think you have to go to platforms a ton, honestly. But when you're on them, your goal should be to get down safely. And the key word is safely, where it's like, I want to get down when the other person's doing something that puts them in lag. It's like, because when they're on the ground, they have to like cover some things preemptively. They can't just exclusively react. And so it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait until they do something preemptive, and then they're gonna be in lag, and I just get to go to the ground for free or something, right? Or it's like they're too far away to ever hit me, so I'm gonna go to the ground, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you follow those rules, it'll make situations like that way less what's it called, like risky. Here you hit this like full hop drill, and it's like, I'm kind of surprised that you're like wave shine down tilting at like 25% into the corner.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know.
Probably I've been really trying to like grind like the drill grab there. Like drill grab seems always better in that situation.
Yeah, I think drill grab's really good, especially in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. The shield drop bear wasn't even like bad. It's just that you like did reverse bear instead of just like, like, why do you dash shield drop bear when you could have just like shield dropped from where you were and hit him with the good part of bear?
I actually don't have a standing shield drop right now. Like, I've been working on it, like putting it in, but on the box I haven't really like implemented that. I only move. Yeah.
Understandable. My shine was interesting. I'm not sure if I necessarily feel about it. So here, kind of what I was talking about before with like, making your threat range like actually threatening, is instead of like doing the nair, what if you just like dash forward and then wave dash down right here?
Yeah.
If he wants to hit you, it's a pretty big call out, right? Because it's like, he doesn't know if you're dash dancing right here or if you're dashing all the way forward or what. Right? If he hits you in this exact spot, that means he was like probably specifically reading like that option, or was like attacking haphazardly. And in both cases, you could just not get hit by it, and then he's in a pretty bad spot, right?
Yeah.
And then if he, doesn't try to hit you immediately, he's like dash dancing here, and he's like, oh fuck, he might just like hit me. I have to defend myself, all this stuff, and you just have the freedom to do whatever you want. You could shield, jump, dash forward, dash back, crouch. You could press any button. You could up tilt, whatever. And it's like, you now, like, since you made him have to respect you being proactive, the like control is now like in your hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just a larger range of options from me. Like he's kind of stuck there.
Yeah. But instead you full hop there, and it's like, oh, I guess he got hit, but now this position's awkward because you're shielding, and like, what if he was CCing? If you reacted well, you probably would have gone CC shined, and probably not all that good,
Yep.
Oh, yeah, man. I feel like your dash dance was actually really good to not get hit in the corner like this. You like actually space super well, but then your idea of the situation afterward, I felt like was a bit off, where it's like, if you're like, the way this works is, in general with melee, if you are moving out of the way of something, you cannot whiff punish it or interact with it afterward, right? Does that make sense? So it's like, can you imagine if you're next to a Marth and you dash back to avoid the Marth up tilting, by the time you come back in to grab it or something, he will be actionable, because you have to think about how much time you spent dashing away from him that
Yeah.
let him get back frames to be actionable.
Hmm.
A big rule of
I
thumb. Or I guess you go. You go first.
I thought maybe that there was like a jump shine world where like just with the box edition that like you can get back in time, but I know like I usually get caught up without a jump or just like something goes wrong.
Yeah, definitely in the Ditto. I don't think this
Yeah.
is good, just because Fox's jump is so fast.
Yeah.
Fox's jump, if he fast falls at the peak of it, is literally 15 frames. That is a
Hmm.
reaction time. By the time he hits the ground, that's when you'll be able to see him. And it's like, what? He's already on the ground, right?
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think that obviously there will be sometimes. It's like if you dash back for a Marth F smash, you'll still be able to punish it, obviously, right? But
Hmm.
most of the time, the way that wave punishing works is like you have to already be dashing forward to punish
Exactly.
the thing that's coming out, and
Yeah.
it's the same for this position. And
Hmm.
damn, just died off that.
Yeah.
Makes sense though. Without a double jump, not the
Yep.
best.
I thought I could wiggle out and grab ledge by that point, but
Yeah, upper again. Jeez. Mm, I think the shine was good, but then you shine bear, and it's like, what's the bear gonna accomplish, right?
yeah,
What does the
definitely
bear
my
do at zero
bears.
percent?
Yeah, there's a lot of like really dumb bears. I feel like that's like my dumbest move.
Yeah, and I think you might have the thing where whenever there's like a situation that happens or something, your instinct is like, I gotta press a button. But I think that
Hmm.
if you look at a lot of these spots, you don't really have to do anything. You just have to get out of there, just dash, move,
Yeah.
right? It's like after this shine, I think this shine's good because he doesn't shield, he gets hit. He shields. It's pretty difficult to interact with if you dash forward or drift forward. But then you're bearing. It's like there's nothing you could do when you're the entire time you're bearing. And so from his perspective, he's like, oh, I saw him bear. I just get to dash towards center stage and it's fine, right? And guess
Yeah.
what? Oh, you're shielding. He's landing from full hop. This is awkward for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, the second bear wasn't that good
Hmm.
either. I feel like
Yeah.
you were just kind of hoping he gets hit by it, but it's like if you really try and break the situation down, sure, he could potentially dash forward here. He could
Yeah.
dash dance. He could full hop. He could stand still. You could jump to side plat. And you look at all those things, and it's like only one of those things gets hit by that bear, and that
Yeah.
bear is a zero. It's hitting a 0% fox that will also be
Exactly.
able to ASDI down and punish it.
Hmm.
And so it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this bear doesn't actually do anything, and it puts me in lag, so I can't actually play the game the way I want to.
Yeah.
And so I think when you a good way to be able to look at matches in the future is when you see things that don't work or maybe lead up end up leading up to a weird position or something like that. Look at the things prior and be like, what did this actually make sense within the situation, and with the things that I think that I'd want to be covering, does it actually hit those things? You know,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
if you do that, you could trim a lot of the fat, and then it's like, oh, okay, oh, I'm chilling. I could, you do X other thing, and it'll be fine. Or maybe you drop shine here, and you do hit him dashing forward, but it's fine because
Hmm.
you're safe against everything else, and you get to double jump to top plat. Or maybe
Yeah.
you read him dash and you do shield drop, dash back, shield drop drill. Right? It's
Hmm.
like, oh my god, you read them super hard, you get big punish or big value. And it's actually hard for him to interact with that, right?
Hmm.
So it's like, if you look at these situations for what they are, I think it'll make it a lot easier to not make these kind of in the middle decisions that don't necessarily do anything, but in the moment you feel like you need to make a decision, right?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm spending a lot of resources to get like a theoretical non-punish.
Yeah, yeah. But here, I think this wave dash back is really good. But then you do this kind of haphazard dash forward, and I feel like a big part of running shine that makes it good is that you know shine is one frame move, right? And
Hmm.
so that means that you could spend so much more time reacting and say if you're doing dash grab, you know, whatever, right? Because running shine is one frame,
Yeah.
or technically even 2, I guess, with crouch or whatever. But JC grab is 8, or up smash is 8, or nair is however many frames. I think 7 or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, oh, all these moves are so slow compared to Shine, and so it's like, since you could spend so much more time reacting now, that I feel like when you're running Shine specifically, it's really important to, like, when you start your dash forward, to really check what the other player's doing and look at the spacing. Because I think if you're reacting really well, what you'd be able to do is, instead of running Shining all the way here, you'd be like, oh, wait, he's not actually in the spot I want him to be, and you'd be able to wave dash down right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think if you watch it in real time, you could, like, if you can kind of get, like, a feeling for what that situation looks like, I think it'll be really valuable. Because I start running Shining there, and I'm like, oh, wait, he was over here. And then if you're wave dashing down here, instead of running Shining right here, guess what happens? He does this drill, you just grab him,
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. That's important in the Ditto. These, like, and I mean, it's important as Fox. Spending the time you have to react is, like, super duper valuable.
Yeah.
Oh, you had it too.
Yeah.
Kind of poor dash dance spacing on this full hop. Oh.
Yeah.
I think you had a pretty free dash dance grab. Just because since he did the drill so early, it's like, he's drilling, right? He literally did the drill right there. It's like, you know he's drilling. Oh, wow. That was a good up air from him. Yeah. Oh, no. You're getting stuck in the vortex.
Yeah.
It's like, when you, like, get out of a weird situation, and you're like, fuck, this is weird, fuck. But then you, like, do defensive options you don't have to do. It's like, that roll in.
Like rolling in.
Yeah, right? You had no reason to roll. What's Fox? Is he going to run into the corner and grab you right now? Does he really want to do that when he has the percent lead? It's like, no, he's just going to dash dance, right? You have no reason not to just, like, hold shield here and then just, like, let it rock,
Yeah.
Make him grab you. You want to get grabbed, because if he starts grabbing you in that position, you're just going to blow him up every time he tries. You can up smash him, you full hop drill him, you short hop drill him, you do whatever you want with him, Run up shield there's not very great.
Yeah.
I personally don't think run up shield's all that good. I feel like there's a lot of things, and a lot of Foxes would disagree with me, but my idea for running shield is that it's like, if you're going to running shield, there's a lot of other ways you could play the position that give you more freedom. Like, if you want to run up and, like, shield, like, a nair or something, or, like, a forward tilt from Sheik, why not just wave dash down further back?
Yeah.
What does the shield... Because it's like, if he's going to hit you in the spot where you're wave dashing down, you're going to get hit anyways if you're running shield, because you have to run further to shield, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, why not just wave dash down further back and then be able to dash, be able to, do whatever you need to. Yeah, be actionable. That's a big... It's such a, it sounds like a basic thing, but it's so important. Just, like, being actionable when you can. Because if you can't... You can't do the thing you want to do, you're doomed.
Exactly. Like micro resources that, like, shielding is a resource. Like, you're spending some, like, you can do less things out of it.
Yeah, it's like, if you don't need to shield, don't shield, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that shine is super greedy.
Yeah.
I don't think it even does all that much if you look at it. It's like, you're shining him at ground height, and he's, like, not even all the way into the corner,
Yeah.
That's like a pretty bad thing to do. And so I feel like when you look at this position now, and you, like, see, let's see, he, like, ledge dash shields, and it's like, when you look at this spot, what do you think this, jump shine was supposed to be if he's ledge dashing?
Yeah.
Like, when you watch it, it's like, well, I'm not really sure what it would. I guess it would be him standing still or maybe dashing forward, but then it's like, he's just going to get shined back to ledge. That's not very good.
Resets.
If he does ledge dash up smash, or ledge dash grab, or ledge dash round up tilt, or ledge dash nair, you get bombed.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, wish I didn't do that shine,
Yeah, but just take center stage, you mean?
Yeah, like dash dancing is a good alternative. I mean, it's just like, play the situation like you would any other time a Fox is ledge dashing, right? It's like, you ever want to, like, full hop here, and that's fun, make him read you, dash dance back here, and let him maybe whiff in front of you, or, like, read dash back with nair or running shine or something like that, or down tilt, Or just like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're gonna read let's just shield and you grab it. That's totally valid too. But like shine right here doesn't actually fix anything. It doesn't beat anything. Now doing shine back here when maybe he's not ledge dashing, if he's like shielding in the corner, does something different because it beats full hop and he's so far off the he'll end up so far off the stage that he's just like probably gonna get edge guard for free,
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god, you messed up so bad, and
Yeah.
now you're in.
I do a lot of those where I'll kind of miss my dash dance and I just kind of run off stage.
Yeah, that happens to me too. It sucks.
Yeah. Bad feel.
Definitely does not feel good. And then you do like the roll thing again.
Yep.
I think every time you end up in the corner awkwardly, you're definitely very down to roll, but shield's really good against Fox. Fox doesn't want to have to shield you. It's not like it's a Marth or a Sheik where they'll just like press the Z button because it's funny, Fox doesn't really do that. And so taking advantage of that is super important. You could just shield and be like, oh, I'm chilling, and then go do something else.
Yeah.
Maybe full hop the side platform after shielding and realizing he won't hit you. Oh, combo tree was a bit poor here.
Yeah.
I think the running shine there is cool. But once you hit it, why not just tech chase,
Yeah, literally.
These are the spots where it's like, oh, you're giving up a tech chase or something, and like,
exactly.
You're missing out on value.
Yeah.
Nice, good dash dance, good read. Oh, wow, good awareness to slide off, too.
Yeah, convenient.
Oh, you didn't hold shield and you got caught. Good jump to top platform. Bad approach.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I feel like every time you like sit down and just like play neutral normally, it's honestly pretty good. You're doing things that are aware spacing and reacting to stuff, but then it's like
the mid-level beast comes out.
Yeah, it's like what the heck is like, what's this?
Yeah,
he was on the other side of the stage when he started that. Why not just drop down?
Yeah.
There's no reason to try and full hop bear across the screen. That's how you lose to like
lunacy.
Yeah, right. That's how you lose to players at the skill level, by giving them really easy hits like that.
Exactly.
Nice corner play. Bad shine.
Yeah, terrible.
I like the way that you play the corners. It's like you're not forcing anything, You get put in the corner, sure it sucks, but like, you take your time. And I like the way you dash down, but then it's like, once you dash back, I feel like you could just like start dash dancing, or maybe dash to center or something, right? Once you see him jump the side platform. That's like, or you could roll too. Rolling's really good. But like, take your out when you get it,
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it worked out. Lol.
Yeah. I know we covered a lot in that match, but do you have any thoughts, or do you feel like the things that we talked about made sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That went over like every single thing I was trying to look at. It really helps to look at, because the worst part, I think, as soon as I start bearing without purpose is when I'm like really not in like whatever zone it is to actually like play the game right. And it's just like I'm just trying to hit him with something at 0, and it's just so stupid.
Yeah, it's like, think about the moves you want to actually hit Fox with that 0. Drill, shine, grab, up smash, And it's like, why not play around the situations where that happens most commonly?
Exactly. And I've really been trying to like understand. I always thought of it as like the hacks, like wave dash down, because there was a time on, I think it was still on controller or something, and it really just like, it set up such a good range of space. I think that's really important on Bucks, because it feels like you have a lot more control out of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I guess.
Cool. What time are we?
Yeah, I think we're at 4. I could check. At 45 minutes. Okay, give me 1 second. I actually have to grab something. And then we'll continue right after. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Hello.
Yo.
Okay, cool. I guess with our last. What's up?
Yeah, we're kind of close to the time, so we don't.
Oh, I mean, since I left, I guess we could do another like 10ish minutes and call it. But
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I think with the time left, I want to show you a higher level Fox, and then talk about it and kind of relate the things.
Yeah, that sounds good.
1 second. Let's do. I don't know. Fucking. We do Leffen versus Armada. Old set, but they're pretty good at the Ditto. Whatever. It's not a big deal. It'll be pretty normal.
Okay.
And you don't have to watch from any specific perspective. Just kind of like seeing what they do and seeing how they like when they have a situation or how they make something happen. And
yeah.
Oh wow, he got red.
Yeah, that was filthy.
Okay, that was another read. That's fine. Oh, look at this bear. I think this bear is actually pretty bad. Leffen as a shield drop bear, it's like Armada was clearly drifting super far. And then look at the position he ends up in. If Armada was down to like drift over here, it might be a bit different. Nice. Here's the up tilt.
Yeah.
Leffen. Leffen does a run up smash. Pretty good. He knows Armada's just kind of dash dancing. And it's a part of the threat range thing where it's like, once Fox reaches like this point, you don't know what's going to happen. You can't tell if he's going to wave dash down or wave dash back or full hop or run up smash, And that's why, threat range stuff is important. And guess what? Armada even tries to react. And guess what?
Yeah.
He gets hit, right? Oh, nice. Good on Armada. I feel like that nerf from Leffen was pretty greedy. Nice. Good corner play where I think one thing that's really good about what Armada did here is that bear is pretty bad. But right here, he does this really good shield because if he does shield drop bear, it's spaced, but who cares? You don't really have to worry about it, right? And then once he realizes that Leffen double jumps away, guess what? He wave dashes forward, gets to play neutral, right?
Yeah.
And then, he reacts to the spacing, and once we look at the spacing that ends up after this down tilt, this is the unreactable spacing. No one knows what's going to happen, but if Fox is aggressive, guess what? Wave dash back down tilt puts you far enough away to be spaced outside of it, and then you get this for free, right?
That's great.
So it's like good awareness is, range stuff. Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy mid return.
Yeah. Good ledge dash play. Bears him. It's spaced. Can't do anything about it. Keeps dash dancing and plays neutral, gets a snare. And if Leffen wasn't trying to shield grab, this shield from Leffen's really good because guess what? He gets a shine out of shield, the snare for free, reverses Armada. Maybe he takes a stock first, even though he's at 92, right? And so that also feeds in shielding's really good in the Ditto because Fox doesn't have the best options to interact with it outside of grabbing. Especially or against himself, more specifically.
Yeah.
Armada and his tech chase. Gotta hit those combos. They will
it's
not
2017.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to tech chase yet.
Tech chasing was not in the game.
Yeah. That's only for sheiks and weirdos.
They're both playing pretty poorly.
Yeah.
Again, I like that, Leffen shields here, realizes that he's not really gonna get hit, he's chilling, so he gets to jump to platform for free, and then he does it shield drop there because he knows Armada has to deal with it now that how close he is. But Armada's like, I'm shielding too, whatever, and then they play the close range, and it's clear that obviously in each of these situations we're kind of watching them in passing, but it's these are all actual situations, and if you want to sit down and talk about them, it's you could look at this one right here. Fox is narrowing on you as you're wavelaying the platform. You have fair advantage, but not enough to whiff punch him on reaction. And so it's what's the following things that could happen in this situation? Leffen Armada could up tilt, he could crouch, he could shield, he could try and dash dance, and those are about all of the meaningful options. And then it's if you look at that, well, shield drop bear beats all of those things. It trades with up tilt at worst, or beats it. If he's dash dances, he doesn't really have enough space to actually get out of the way of it if he's just dash dancing. If he tries and crouches, he's at 65. He's probably going to be in lag of nair. He'll get, bared and might die. But if he shields, then, he shields it and you have a space bear on shield. And guess what Leffen did? Shield drop bear, space bear on shield, good position, right? It's I didn't say that knowing that, Leffen shield drop bear's there. That's just what the position is. And I think that, it's important, at least if you're going to watch yourself play and try and do analysis on your own and stuff, it's important to see that, all the random things that happen when you're close range, those are situations. and you just have to kind of pick apart all the little aspects of them and like find out what you'd want to do and what are the things that could happen and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Another space baron shield, and here's another position that even follows after it, where it's like, what can Armada do? He could wave dash forward, he could wave dash down,
Yeah.
he could, full hop the side plat, he could full hop forward. Leftrin reads up full hopping, and Armada drills forward, which is whatever, and then they play the situation.
They traded interactions.
Yeah, right.
He had full hop drilled last time.
Yeah. Oh, Leftrin had punish on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Armada or Leftrin, it's the range, but guess what? Leftrin run Armada being aggressive. Didn't get the punish because he unlucky that CC messed up his up smash, but regardless, it was a pretty good read. Nice. He reads that just shield. Yeah, something that we were just talking about, right?
Exactly.
But it's definitely worth it, to make them be like, I gotta grab you shielding in the corner. Because the one time you press nair, you press up smash, you press up tilt, they're done, right? So it's okay to get hit with it, but you have to, be willing to like actually punish it. That's pretty
true.
Up air, dead. I like how Leftrin played the corner here. He didn't really force his way out. He realized that like these spots aren't that good. He doesn't want to get hit, and then I wish he didn't do the drill. He probably messed up.
Yeah.
But everything else about that was super duper good. Taking his time, playing the spacing, doing really.
They really ebb and flow, kind of like with each other's position really well.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of like playing the Ditto well, because it's like, it's pretty rare when you're just at a point where neither of you can do anything.
Yeah.
You always end up at some point where you could make something happen soon after, and it's important to like realize those spots and like pick a button. Nice, she'll drop with up tilt. Freedom staying on the plat. Good double jump read. Wow.
Oh,
could be dead here. He did that way too late, but it worked out.
Yeah, that could have been really bad.
Yeah, you could do this if he doesn't roll. You could hit it, but it's yes. If he starts double jumping out now instead of rolling, you could catch this up B. It worked out, I guess.
Dang, Armada's mad.
Damn, he pissed.
God, fuck.
Here goes the Shadow to Shield thing, too.
Yeah.
Good
that was a crazy Shadow shot.
Yeah. Leftrin can't tech chase. Rip. Oh, Armada's down to grab it. Guess what? Right?
Every time. That's crazy.
Yeah, he just knows Leftrin's going to do run up shield in the corner. It's like, why not just him for it?
Yeah, immediately proving what you're saying about run up or like ledge dash shield.
Yeah. Yeah, we did it again.
Oh, every single time.
Bro, Leftrin, you've got to stop getting hit by that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was good. Smash EC. Leftrin keeps reading platform. Armada's not playing the corner well. Gotta play the corner like Leftrin. Leftrin plays the corner well.
Yeah. He plays corner well, and he plays like sharking people in the corner.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess it was that game. I think most of the things we covered were related to the corner. But that's kind of like what the Ditto might end up being. There's a lot of like corner play that could, potentially end up happening, and kind of just does happen because Fox is fast and he can move around the stage a bunch. And I know that 2017 Fox sales were definitely not the same as Fox sales are now. Well, I kind of picked it because that was a very like bare bones fundamental version of Fox sales, right? It's like it's Fox sales without all the like frame one there or like good tech skill share or whatever. But it's really important to see that because it makes everything that happens really, really clear. Right?
Exactly.
You see when they're playing the situation. Yeah. You see when they play the situation. You see how they win the situation. There's no like, oh damn, I kind of misjudged the frame advantage I had and got tech skill on. It's like no, it's just when the situation plays out, it plays out the exact way you'd expect in a like meaningful fashion, and I think it's good to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I guess you have any other thoughts or maybe questions or anything like that?
No, I think that was a really, really good overall run through.
Cool.
Yeah, really gave me a lot to work on, honestly, as far as like taking like looking like it actually just helps with like how to analyze my own games, which
Yeah.
is something I've never really known how to do like efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and just like kind of what to work on as far as neutral goes, just like
Yeah.
how to take center stage meaningfully.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's really good. My goal is always to give people like a framework to like watch their own matches through, because at the end of the day, if you can't do the analysis on your own, then it'll probably be pretty hard, even if we aren't doing lessons or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Whenever I do analysis, I'm always like, oh, you should have shined out a shield better there. Like it's always like do the, but it's never like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. The big part about analysis, I think, is figuring new things out, not realizing
Hmm.
that the things you're already doing are like you could do them slightly better, because you're gonna end up doing them slightly better anyways. You know?
Yeah, it's like no shit. Like
Yeah, it's
you
just
could have
that's
ledge
just the
dashed
virtue.
and tournament winning.
Yeah,
Like
right. But it's like, what about this new decision that you like didn't make in that situation? That's the part that we need
yeah,
to like focus on.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's really great for that. Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and you know, you could schedule your second one whenever you want. Just know that you have it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll definitely put that in for February.
Okay, cool. Have a good rest of your
Dope.
week.
Thanks, man. You too.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah. Later.
Cheers.